Delavo, Public Relations Officer at the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute. Welcome to the 2025 commencement exercise for the new Providence main branch campus. We are here and we are coming to you live from Bahamas Faith Ministries here on Carmichael Road in Nassau, Bahamas. And we invite you to type in the chat where you're coming from. Where are you listening from? Where are you watching us from? Are you watching us from Little Harbor, Mangrove Key, Andros? Are you watching us from Betsy Bay, in Maiguana, Lower Bogue, Eleuthera, or right here in Nassau, the Bahamas? We are so excited about this commencement exercise. It's the climax of the 2024-2025 academic year. Here with me this morning is Head of Department for Fashion, our very own April Burrows. April Burrows, who is a fashion designer, an international, an acclaimed fashion designer. We are so proud of her at BTVI and indeed the Bahamas. We are excited to have you here.
Good morning. Thank you. Happy graduation day. And thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yes, and our theme is from skill to impact, shaping tomorrow's industries. April, you have been a part of BTVI for a few years now, and as head of the fashion department, why are you particularly proud today?
Well, first of all, I'm a little more than a few years. It's almost 10 years, believe it or not.
Yes.
I am so proud of the fashion department because we have a number of young ladies and a gentleman who will be graduating today. And some of these students have families. Some of these students studied in the program during the pandemic, and they stuck with it.
Yes.
Some were graduating from Grand Bahama. For the first time, we have 2 students who are graduating from Grand Bahama from the fashion design program, so we're really excited about that.
Yes.
These students have worked hard. They've worked tirelessly. They've sacrificed a lot to get to this point, and we're just happy to be here to celebrate with them.
And we congratulate our just over 400 members of the class of 2025. Of course, we have about 600 from throughout the BTVI network. But here, the New Providence main branch, we have approximately or just over 400 graduates. So we know that the fashion department really churns out excellent students. In fact, you have 2 of the graduates from previous years who are now instructors.
Yes.
Give us examples of 1 or 2 of the graduates of your program who have gone on to make really impressionable marks.
Yes, we're very proud to have 2 BTVI alum in our department as faculty. Ms. Merlan Julian graduated from the program, and she has gone on to be a very successful entrepreneur. She has a fashion business, very well known, so we're very proud of her. We also have Kendi Smith, who graduated a couple years ago, top of the class. She's just an exceptional student. We haven't seen a student like her at BTVI in this program for a long time. She inspired other her students, classmates. She, by the time she graduated, she had her own line, she had her label, she's very professional. She's gone on to present her designs at several showcases. And so we're excited to see how she's going to continue to elevate her brand, and always ready to participate. We have a show actually after this commencement ceremony where we have designers, including her, and some past designers and some of our graduates from today who are going to be showcasing their work.
Wow.
So we continue to encourage them.
And one thing I know about this fashion program is the fact that quality is a watchword. I know I interviewed a student before who mentioned that even inside the garment must be neat. It's not just like what's on the outside. Talk about that.
Yeah. When I was in school and when I was working with designers like Jeffrey Taylor and Sabrina Francis, when you sew something, you should be able to wear it inside out. And so we tell students, don't rush, take your time. It has to be done properly. It has to be done neatly, because you're not only representing yourself, you're also representing us as an institution, BTVI, but you're representing your instructors.
Yes.
We taught you, and so if you go out into the industry and you're working on something and it's not done correctly, it's not neat, it's not, then you're a reflection of us.
Yes.
And so we make sure that they don't like it, but we make sure that, you know, the quality is top notch.
Right.
For sure.
And you know, one of BTVI's pillars, one of our 3 pillars is connecting to the community and the world. Tell us, share with the audience, how has the fashion department connected with the community?
Oh, we have been connecting all year round. We have been a part of the Bahama Culinary and Arts Festival. We had students who volunteered to work along with Caribbean artists and local artists. And so we try to expose them, you know, at every turn. If we have faculty members who are working on a special project, we always include our students. We've done tours of Bahama Handprint. We have students who have interned with industry professionals, designers, artists, tailors. And so we continue to work with the community. Like I said earlier, we're working with the Sustainable Development Unit, which is out of the OPM. Their conference is yesterday and today, and so we have students who are showcasing at that conference. We're constantly talking with high school students about with those who are creatives and who may be interested in the program. And so we're in the community, we're partnering with the community, and I think you'll see a lot more of that in the coming year.
And my final question to you has to do with being globally competitive, which is, of course, a part of our mission statement. This is what we want from our students, from our graduates. How important is that for our graduates, for our students, to think outside of the box, to think beyond our shores?
You know, that's a very great question. One of the things that we are focusing on is technology. We had a meeting with some of our OAC members, our advisory members, and one of the things that they impressed upon us is we have to go digital. So yes, we're making patterns, flat patterns manually, but we need to start implementing digital patterns, because this is where the world is, not going. This is where the world is. And so if we have students, whether they continue their studies abroad or they open their own businesses, if they want to go into mass production, they're going to have the technology, the technical skills. And so that's something that we're definitely going to be focusing on moving forward.
And of course, those occupational advisory committee members are so important to BTVI, not only as we are seeking accreditation with the Council on Occupational Education, but NACOB, etc. It's just better for us. And so we thank them for their service.
Absolutely, and we have some amazing members. We have Alana from Bahama Handprint. We have David Roll, who is a world-renowned designer.
Top-notch.
We have Felicia Ellis, who is a top-notch bridal specialist. And so we're accountable to them, and they're keeping us top-notch.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, April Burrows, Head of Department, for our fashion program. We're so excited that she has joined us. And we are coming to you live once again from Bahamas Faith Ministries International. We are here on Carmichael Road, and we are absolutely excited for the class of 2025. Our theme is from Skill to Impact, Shaping Tomorrow's Industries. Here with me is one of the members of the class of 2025, Mr. Andrew Fernando, who is graduating today from the Construction Technology Management Program. Congratulations.
Morning, thank you.
So what's so interesting, and of course you and I would have spoke briefly, you come from an entrepreneurial family, and your family actually owns a plumbing business. So you already have all of that experience, but you still decided to come to BTVI and further your education and gain additional skills. Why?
I guess the best way to put it is they say knowledge is power. And so one of the things I wanted to do was expand my knowledge. I've spent a lot of time in construction, but one of the things, I was a hands-on learner. And so I didn't have that vocational training. One of the things I learned is there's value in that.
Yes.
And so I wanted to come to BTVI to gain that knowledge.
There's dignity in work. There is dignity in work. And everyone who lives in a house, if you live in an apartment, if you live in a condo, wherever you live, you need a plumber, right?
Yes.
You need a plumber, whether it's for the bathroom or for the kitchen. So what you do is very important, and we are not going to undermine that, or, you know, we can't understate that. We could never do that. What makes it worth attending BTVI? Why was it worth it for you?
One of the things BTVI gave me was an expansion of what construction really is. Coming up and growing up, you find it even in school now, they tell you that construction is for those who aren't academically inclined, right? And one of the things that I learned immediately coming in is that's not the case.
Definitely not.
One of my teachers, Mr. Glinton, in my roofing class, told us about applied math. And, you know, when you look at roofs and things like that, you don't understand, you know, what that actually is. And there are a lot of guys that build roofs and don't know that they're actually applying one of the theories that you learned in school. So we grew up in school, and I know for me personally, we did something called Pythagoras' theorem. And we spent a lot of time in school saying, why am I wasting my time with this? I'm never going to use this. But that's what a roof is. It's Pythagoras' theorem.
Right.
Right? And so understanding how that works is how they're able to build roofs and keep them up. And so a lot of guys are actually applying this skill without actually understanding what the skill is they're being applied.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. And so share with us one of your defining moments at BTVI.
One of my defining moments at BTVI, what I want to say in terms of that is this year we lost a class member.
Yes.
But what really made that process easier was the way that the administration and the staff kind of rallied around us. Our head of department, all of the different lecturers all came in and kind of galvanized the class as we went through this process. Because it was difficult. She died in the middle of our class.
Yes,
You know, we
the
saw her and then
semester.
she was gone. Right? And so, but the way that the school kind of rallied around her, I mean, even in the clerical, the cafeteria staff, like they all were there and present, and they kind of galvanized the way that we went through that process. And so, you know, that's always going to stick with me.
Yeah, and it seems to be a little emotional moment for you.
Yeah,
and I
'cause-
understand. I understand, because you're in, like, they become family. Your
Yes.
classmates become family, and that's understandable. Talk to us about the importance of the construction trades in your opinion. You know, there are people who look down or think that working with your hands, that's demeaning, when it's not, because we all need the plumber. We all need the electrician. You know, and these were the people who were working during COVID.
Yes.
You know, you have these are skills that you have for life. You know, talk to us about the importance of the trade, the
Well,
importance of the trades.
You mentioned it earlier, the value of the trades. When you think about, for example, the hospital. The hospital is ran, yes, by the doctors, the nurses, and everything like that. But they can't do their job if the building isn't operational. So if there's no water running, there can't be any sanitation. There's no sanitation, then of course patients are going to have issues. The same thing with light and even technical
conditioning.
air conditioning. All of these things need to be in place in order for them to do their job, right? And so, and then
Excellent point.
not only do it, but do it at a high level, right? And so they don't need to have those burdens on them, and that's where the trades come in.
Yes.
I mean, when you look at it, the building block of any country, any community is always the trades.
The trades, the
right?
building blocks of the economy.
Without that foundation, you can't then in turn expand and grow. And where that foundation is weak, you find countries are weaker along further, right? So building the trades is very important when you talk about building a nation, building a country, building people.
Yes.
This is something valuable, but knowing that something was created with your own hand, your own sweat and equity put into
Right.
it.
Finally, and just round it all up for us, you know, how has BTVI impacted you?
BTVI has changed so much of how I think about construction, and just in general. When I initially started at BTVI, because I had so much experience in construction, I honestly thought it would have been a breeze. But one of the things BTVI taught me is the value of the education
Yes.
and how that actually applies to things. And it's one thing, again, to know something. It's a different thing to understand how that thing works,
Yes.
right? And so for me, that was one of the things.
Yes, and of course, our president, Dr. Linda A. Davis, has said that we are a doing school. We don't just theorize about doing, we do.
Yeah.
All right, so thank you so much, Andrew, Fernando. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Once again, I'm Hadassah Delaval, Public Relations Officer here at the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute, and we are coming to you live from Bahamas Faith Ministries International on Carmichael Road. It's Commencement Day. We have just about 400 members of the class of 2025, and the theme is From Skill to Impact, Shaping Tomorrow's Industries. We are excited. If you have a family member who is graduating today, send them a shout out on our Facebook page. So here with me now is one of the directors of the board of BTVI. Our board is actually chaired by Mr. Elvin Taylor. We have here with us Director Andrew Pinder. It is such a pleasure to have you with us. You are extra special, Director Pinder. And let me tell you why he's extra special. Because not only is he a graduate of BTVI, a former student, now he is a director of the board, but he also was an adjunct instructor. So you are so interwoven into the fabric of this institution. All right, so welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
You.
You're also, is it the vice president? Are you a vice president of construction at
Executive Vice President.
Executive Vice President. He's one of the big wigs at Arawak Homes, right?
That's correct.
We are so happy to have you here. And so tell us, I mean, what is it like? You've been in the classroom as a student. You've been at the front of the classroom teaching, but now you are at the board level making some very important decisions.
That is correct. That is correct. I was very moved just now listening to Mr. Fernando. As a former student of BTVI, instructor, now board director, I see the importance and I can see his passion. You know, it reminded me as to when I went into BTVI as a student. Basically, it was because of my, decision not to want to excel academically in high school playing around, and my mom said she's not wasting time and moved me into BTVI. But I found my passion, my grasp for what I want, truly my niche in life and what I wanted to do. And since then, I was able, upon leaving BTVI, to go off to school on, at the time, what was a technical award that brought me back to BTVI as an instructor for 10 years. The passion was there, and I, at the time, made connections with Arawak Homes in order that we can, build a home for them at the time so that the students would be able to have a practicum in their curriculum, which worked out to the point that I guess at that point I moved on in the journey to become an inspector at Arawak Homes, now executive vice president, and here sitting on the board at BTVI. But that just tells the importance of our trades.
Yes.
I'm a true advocate to ensure that all of the trades, as a matter of fact, those in the AI space, the leaders in the AI space have just recently said that one of the career opportunities that will not be affected is construction, like the gentleman expressed about plumbing is important. AI can't replace that.
No. Yes. Tell me, as a board member, how do you make the connection between the decisions you're making at that table and what's happening in the field? You are literally in the field. You're not just in an office. You get out there in the field as well. How do you make the connection? How do you convince them about certain things because you are in the field?
I'm a silent voice because I know exactly the direction in which construction is going in our country. We're in a boom. You can't find tradesmen, so it's hard as I sit, and the decision making is based upon the need. You're creating industries, all right? You're looking for innovation. You're looking for new technologies. So BTVI, our mandate is to grow it in order to meet the needs of our building industry in the country.
Mm-hmm. And I will ask you a similar question in terms of the importance of the trades beyond, of course, construction and mechanical, which I know that's very important, but You know, there are young women out there who are making, okay, you see my face, right? I had to pay for this, okay? But this person who did my face is a defense force officer.
Right.
But she's doing this on the side and making money. It's like you always will be able to make money in terms of the trades. But generally, all of our trades, how important is it for these young people in particular, and we're not discriminating because older people too, but how important it is to get a trade under your belt?
Utmost, very important. We'll find, I'll just segue. For instance, Junkanoo, right? You see all the girls' makeup on Bay Street, right? Thousands of dollars spent, all right? Every time someone to go out, the faces, the beauty in the face is important to everyone. They're going to spend that money. So your person's working in banking, working in offices that literally do that on the side. As you said, they go to BTVI, just, we call it a side hustle or a segue into a new profession. But beyond beauty, there are so many things at BTVI that is offered that will, gives the opportunity to the person seeking to advance themselves in, whether they would be an entrepreneur or just for, self-help, to save money around the home or do things themselves. BTVI is the place to come to get that help.
I have a question, because there are still people who are under the impression that BTVI is for the person who cannot do. But if you're going to be in my car, you have to have it up here. If you're going to be in my computer, you need to have it up here. If you're going to be building my house, you need to have it up here. How do we deal with the stigma? How do we get people to recognize these are the people who you go to every day? The doctor goes to the massage therapist, the lawyer goes to the barber, etc. We use these people, we need these people. However, there's still the stigma attached.
Simply ask your tradesperson, mechanic, or whomever you're paying to do something that you vitally need, where did they learn their trade? And you'll be surprised to find out that a lot of them attended BTVI.
I've had that experience.
Yeah, exactly. And I can tell you because when I taught, I know thousands of persons that would have attended BTVI that are business persons today. Very good. The key and interesting thing that Mr. Fernandez said again is that the communication, being able to communicate with your client, being able to, simply spoke about the Pythagoras theorem, but business itself is numbers. Understanding how to do your cost estimates, understanding exactly the value of business and what it takes. One of the mistakes is that we tend to want to go out and start businesses on our own without actually getting the experience. When you come to BTVI, we're not going to place you out and say, okay, you start a business. But we're going to assure that you're proficient to perform in the capacity of that trade that you would have studied. So we want persons to understand that the myth that BTVI is just for tradespersons that can't do it. No, it's not until you try, it's not until you come and experience the actual offering that BTVI presents that you get to really appreciate it.
Right, and you know what? I have interviewed so many students over the many years that I've been at BTVI, and one of the key things I keep hearing from students and graduates, they speak about our instructors. Our instructors, they're the heart of this institution. Speak to our instructors, encourage them, let them know how important their role is.
I have been there as an instructor. I know the grind that you're in. I know the needs that you want. We are working feverishly to provide for you everything possible to perform in the capacity as an instructor at BTVI so that you can assist in building the next level, the next generation of builders in our country, whether it's from cosmetology to electrical, electronics, the business studies, all of the fashion designs. It's very important. As we said, BTVI is an intricate part in the growth of our nation, and you're a part of that. Be encouraged.
Yes, and the reality too is that the board has been working behind the scenes, but assiduously trying to put some things in place. what would you consider to be some of your notable accomplishments, whether it's over the past few years or in recent months, et cetera?
I can tell you our chairman is one who works 24 hours. This board is probably the most hard-working board in government. You can get a call.
Okay.
You can get a call at 7 a.m. in the morning. There's a board meeting in an hour. You can get a call at 10 a.m. in the night. You only need to assemble for a board, to pass a resolution. This is something that has been going on since we were appointed. There are so much in terms of accomplishments. There are just so much. Making the institute, fiscal prudent. We also have. I wish I could really speak to the fact that within time, you're going to see. I'll just put it like this: you're going to see the new BTVI.
Yes.
The BTVI to be really proud of. To our corporate sponsors, come and partner with BTVI. Your business and so forth needs the workforce. You need a educated workforce to come, persons that are able to become efficient on your job with the values that BTVI present to them, that teaches them. It's just a lot happening. It's an exciting time for BTVI.
And let's just talk a little about, in fact, we have, as our speaker, we have the CEO of BPL, and
yes.
I think that's quite significant. But when we look at our theme, from skill to impact, shaping tomorrow's industries, what are your thoughts on that? From skill to impact, shaping tomorrow's industries.
That is very, very interesting in that is the skills that are needed, all right, that would make, because people can say, just for instance, right, to give an example, people can say that the electricity bill is high. That's a killer for a lot of businesses. But if we can train our workforce to be proficient, right, be effective in what they are trained to do, a lot of things the cost can come down. So we can make that impact in helping and shaping, the business in our country for tomorrow.
All right, and so we are winding down. We are about to start in another 3 minutes. It's commencement day, and we are so excited. I'm here with Director Andrew Pinder. He is the director on BTVI's board. Our theme is from skill to impact, shaping tomorrow's industries, and I am coming to you live. We are coming to you live from Bahamas Faith Ministries here on Carmichael Road, here in Nassau, Bahamas. I'm Hadassah Delavo, your public relations officer here at the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute. We have approximately or just over 400 members of the class of 2025 for the New Providence main branch. And of course, it's over 600 nationwide, and we are so proud of them. So we are about to go into the sanctuary where you're going to hear pomp and circumstance, and the class of 2025 is about to walk through the doors. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay tuned. We are about to begin Commencement 2025.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and join in the singing of the national anthem. After the singing of the national anthem, please remain standing for the invocation led by Reverend Father Eric Miller, Dean of Students and Chaplain, St. Anne's School.
In the name of God, who is Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. Let us pray. Almighty God, we humbly come in your sovereign presence this morning with hearts filled with gratitude, simply saying, Father, thank you. Thank you for the struggle. Thank you for the perseverance. Thank you for the strength, and thanking you for getting us to this very day today. For Father, we did not know we were going to make it, but Father, you brought us here on this journey. And so Father, thank you for learning. Thank you for steadfastness and faithfulness, Father, that has brought these graduates to this moment of accomplishment. We pray for your guiding presence to be with each graduate today as they step forward into this new beginning. May they be filled with wisdom and integrity and humility, using their skills to serve others and promote the common good. We lift up to you their supporters, their families, their friends, and their mentors, those who said, keep on keeping on, and all who have encouraged these graduates along the way. Grant them joy and pride in this significant milestone, and bless their continued journey of growth and service to one another. And finally, Heavenly Father, we pray for the leadership and staff of the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute. Father God, the graduates could not be here without them. Its administration, its lecturers and staff. Grant them wisdom, dedication, and compassion as they continue to nurture and equip students for the future. And Father, once again, we want to just say thank you. We just want to give you glory. We just want to give you praise. We just want to give you the honor that is due to your name. For Father, in this moment and at this time, we know that it is by your Spirit and not by man's will that we are here today. For you said yes when man said no. And so, Heavenly Father, we give you all these things to you today. And we give you praise, glory, and the honor. In the name of God, who continues to be Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen.
Please be seated. We now welcome Dr. Linda A. Davis, President, to the podium.
Minister, you always surprise us. Thank you so much for honoring us with your presence. P.S., you arrived in the nick of time. Thank you, P.S. Director, thank you. We have such support from the minister and her team and the Department of Education. I know my chairman is here, not visible, but I want to acknowledge him nonetheless, Elvin Taylor, Mr. Warren Berry on the platform, board directors here present, executive and senior managers of BTVI, other distinguished guests, including senior government officials, our industry partners and donors. I know they're on that side. Our commencement speaker, Chief Executive Officer of the Bahamas Power and Light, Tony Seymour. Thank you. BTVI staff, faculty in the class of 2025, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Looking across this space at this beautiful sea of BTVI blue, reclaim it, BTVI blue, it is hard not to be filled with a strong sense of pride and optimism for the future of this class of 2025, and indeed the future of this nation. The reality is that with the naked eye, some people may just see blue. I, however, see the tapestry of the soon-to-be alumni of BTVI who represent all walks of life, but whose commonality is the will to do better, to go higher, to level up their education, their educational pursuits and skill set. Congratulations, class of 2025. Forever true blue. Ladies and gentlemen, graduating class, welcome to the 2025 commencement exercise of the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute's New Providence, Maine campus. Each of you entered BTVI with a goal, graduates. Some of you came with a clean plan, clear, focused. Others came simply knowing you needed a change. Some of you are well on your way, on your professional paths, and some are just beginning to see the shape of your path and what that may take. Whichever category you fit in, today you are fully regaled before us, having experienced challenges and in some cases setbacks. But you exercised discipline, you exercised courage to make it to this moment in time. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give this over. All told, we're going to claim the entire network, 550 member class of 2025 across our archipelago. A rousing round of applause. Class of 2025, BTVI is still in the process of becoming. We haven't arrived. In fact, as we shape tomorrow's industries, we are doing so with excellence, we think, as our watchword. This is why we continue to pursue local, i.e. national, and international accreditation with the National Accreditation and Equivalency Council of the Bahamas, NACOB, who is represented strongly here, and the Council on Occupational Education, COE. Accreditation is not simply about prestige. It is not just a seal of approval. We are seeking to be the best version of ourselves. It has been a very challenging year, marked by growth and an unwavering commitment to excellence. I am so proud of the team BTVI. Class of 2025, please give our staff and faculty a rousing round of applause. As a team on this accreditation journey, we have faced obstacles head-on, whether in strengthening our trades programs, enhancing student services, or aligning with rigorous standards of accreditation. But through it all, we have kept moving forward, upward, onward, together. Allow me to share a brief story that speaks to the power of forward, upward, onward, together. Today, we have graduating with us a mother and her 2 children. Now, she can stand if she wants, but if she doesn't want to claim this number, she don't have to claim the number. Huh? Sharon Lightfoot, who is almost, is graduating from the entrepreneurship program. The business owner of some 20 years is being joined by her daughter, Christy, who will be graduating from the office assistant program, and her son, McLean, who has completed the requirements for information technology entry level. And that's not all. Not only does Ms. Lightfoot have another son, Jaleel, who is studying auto mechanics at BTVI, but this almost year-old has already applied to return to BTVI in the fall to study office administration. Ladies and gentlemen, BTVI is the gift that keeps on giving. This impressive family of learners has taken full advantage of the bounty offered at BTVI, not once, not twice, but multiple times. Class of 2025, you chose to be a part of a school where we do. We don't simply theorize about doing. Every welding torch lit, every circuit completed, every design sketch or business idea pitched has been a step towards something greater, towards impact, and our industry experienced instructors have been pleased to be your guides. Skilled workers are the backbone of economic development. Skilled workers are the foundation of a competitive Bahamas. Now, even though I have spoken about your skills impacting industries, I would be remiss if I were not to state that skill alone is not enough. True impact comes when skill is coupled with purpose and integrity. Yes, learn a skill, earn a living. However, use the skills learned to not just make a living, but to make a difference. So as president, I challenge you today, as you leave BTVI, though some of you will be returning for other programs like Ms. Lightfoot, don't just look for a job. Look for opportunities to lead, to create, to innovate. I challenge you to be the person who doesn't just build buildings, but the person who strengthens communities. Don't just create apps, but create equal access. Don't just create businesses, but invest in futures. Wherever life takes you next, whether to the workforce, further study, or the entrepreneurial route, know that your path has meaning. Your work has dignity. Your contribution matters. Congratulations again, class of 2025. Go forth not just as skilled workers, but as architects and builders of impact. The future is not just coming, it is waiting for you to shape it. Thank you.
I now invite Mr. Mario Forbes, AAC Human Resources Management.
Ladies and gentlemen, graduates, faculty, family and friends, a very pleasant good morning. Today is not just a celebration of academic achievement. It is a celebration of determination, of dreams realized, and of what happens when passion meets preparation. This morning, we are honored to be joined by someone whose story mirrors the very spirit of this moment. Someone who proves that with courage, conviction, and vision, you can literally change the course of a nation. She is a trailblazer in every sense of the word, the first Bahamian woman to ever be appointed Chief Executive Officer of Bahamas Power and Light. In a company with a 68-year legacy, not only has she shattered the glass ceiling, she rewired it. But she's not just running a utility company. She's leading one of the most important transitions in our country's energy history. From microgrids in the Family Islands to solar integration in the capital, from reshaping policy to executing power purchase agreements, her leadership is turning vision into results. Since stepping into the CEO role in October 2024, she has been the driving force behind the national efforts to make energy cleaner, more reliable, and more equitable for every Bahamian household. The fact is, she knows this work from the inside out. She once stood as an engineer in training at BPL before rising through the ranks to serve as Chief Operating Officer, overseeing operations across every island. Before that, as Vice President of Operations at Grand Bahama Power Company, where she led major infrastructure and service upgrades. She has led the development of massive projects like the Wilson City Power Plant in Abaco and critical grid upgrades across Family Islands. These are not just milestones, though. These are legacies. Although she commands the national stage, her fire was forged in the Family Islands. Born and raised in Long Island, she understands the realities of growing up in communities where access is not always equal. It keeps her grounded and focused on lifting others as she climbs. A proud graduate of NGM Major High School, earning her associate degree in physics and chemistry from the former College of Bahamas, a Bachelor of Science in Mechanical and Aeronautical Design Engineering from the University of Brighton, and most recently, completing the Advanced Management Program at Harvard Business School. Her journey is a case study in leadership. Her example is a roadmap for what's possible. And to the graduates, let her story be a mirror. She started with technical training and a commitment to excellence, living proof that the skills developed right here at BTVI in engineering, technology, operations, and the applied sciences can form the foundation for leadership and national impact. We are reminded that no dream is too big, no island is too small, and no path is too narrow when purpose is your fuel. Beyond the accolades and title, her most treasured role is mom. Her son Ryan remains her anchor, her reason, and her deepest source of motivation. So class of 2025, I want you to listen with open ears, open hearts, and open minds, because the woman you're about to hear from is more than a leader. She is a force. Please join me in giving a loud, proud, and thunderous welcome to a woman of action, of courage, and of impact, Miss Toni Seymour.
Good morning, good morning. Thank you so much, Mr. Forbes, for that wonderful introduction. When he first started, I was trying to figure out who he was talking about. Good morning, graduates, faculty, family, and friends. It is a joy and an honor to be here with you today. On behalf of the Board of Directors, Management, and Staff of BPL, and from me personally, congratulations to the class of 2025. You've reached a moment that marks the end of one chapter and the beginning of another. And I know it's exciting and a little overwhelming, and it's probably still sinking in that you made it, but you did. Through the long nights, the early mornings, the hands-on training, the exams, the group projects, the moments that you doubted whether it would all be worth it, you kept going. And now you stand on the threshold of something much bigger, a future that needs you as innovators, entrepreneurs, and change makers. The theme for today, From Skill to Impact, Shaping Tomorrow's Industries, couldn't be more fitting, because this country isn't just in need of talent, it's in need of action, of practical thinkers, of builders, of dreamers who get things done. Whatever your focus has been, you have gained more than a skill set. You have gained the power to solve problems, to meet real needs, to take what you've learned and turn it into something tangible, something that improves lives. At BPL, we often talk about powering communities, but the truth is, real power doesn't only come from electricity. It comes from people like you, people who choose to put their skill to work for something greater than themselves. And so, before you walk across this stage and step into the next chapter, I'd like to share 3 principles, ones that have guided me through decisions, setbacks, opportunities, and growth. Firstly, stay curious. Do not let today be the last day that you ask questions. The most impactful people that I've worked with, whether in engineering, business, or public service, never stop learning. They stay curious and they ask, what else is possible? And that kind of thinking, that mindset, is what will set you apart in a constantly changing world. New technologies, new demands, new industries. Your willingness to learn will determine how far your skill takes you. It is what turns a good professional into a great one. Secondly, be courageous. There will be times when you walk into rooms where no one looks like you. Jobs that feel too big. Moments when you don't think that you're ready, but you are. Courage doesn't mean having all of the answers. It means showing up anyway. It means speaking up, even when it's easier to stay quiet. Saying yes to the opportunity, even when your hands are shaking. Because leadership isn't about being the loudest in the room. It's about standing firm in what you bring and being willing to grow as you go. And here's the truth. The Bahamas needs your courage. Not just in your careers, but in your communities, in your industries, and in the way you push for better. Third, choose purpose. I told Madam President she must have plagiarized a bit of my speech. There's a distinction between making a living and making a difference. Purpose isn't always loud. It doesn't always come with applause, but it shows up in the care that you give your work, in the pride that you take in every detail, in the values you carry when no one is watching. When your skill is rooted in purpose, it becomes more than a job. It becomes a legacy. And that is what we need. Not just talent, but purpose-driven professionals. People who use their skills not just to succeed, but to serve, to uplift, to build systems that work better for everyone. Now, if you'll allow me to speak plainly, our nation needs builders. Not just contractors, but creators, entrepreneurs, professionals who say, I see the gap, I see the opportunity, and I'm going to do something about it. That welding certificate, it could become a business employing 10 others. Your fashion degree, it could be a launch pad for a local brand that reaches the region and beyond. Your plumbing training, it's not just a trade. It's the foundation for clean, sustainable infrastructure in a country that needs it. You don't have to wait for a job. You can create one. You don't have to wait for leadership. You can step into it now. BTVI didn't just give you a skill. It gave you a toolkit. And more importantly, it gave you ownership. Own your talent. Own your future. And if no one hands you the opportunity, build your own table and pull up a few extra chairs. Class of 2025, this is your time. Not just to graduate, but to shape. Shape your industry, shape your community, shape the next chapter of this country with the kind of heart, hustle, and hope that got you here in the first place. We are proud of you. We are hopeful because of you, and we can't wait to see what you build next. Congratulations once again, and thank you.
The Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute recognizes excellence by rewarding students who meet the specific GPA requirements for the President's Honors List. To graduate on the President's List, students must achieve a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.75 to 4.0 and meet all program credit hour requirements. President's List recipients wear a white cord over their academic regalia. Will all students graduating on the President's List please stand and remain standing? To graduate with honors, students must achieve a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.5 to 3.74 and meet all the program credit hour requirements. Honors List recipients are indicated by gold cords worn over their regalia. Will the students graduating with honors please stand and remain standing? All right, thank you, students. You may be seated. An overall award is also given to the graduating students in each trade completing the associate degree with a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.0 and demonstrated contribution to the department. This year's overall trade awards are being given to the following students. Students, please stand and remain standing as your names are called. Brene Stubbs, Beauty Trades Award, overall student, donated by Mrs. Bernetta Rose, Daniel Depot, is presented to the diploma graduate with a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.0 and contribution to the department. Mario Forbes, Business Trades Overall Student Award, donated by Island Site Development Group of Companies, and it's presented to the associate degree graduate with a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.0 and contribution to the department. Andrew Fernando, Construction and Mechanical Trades, Overall Student Award, donated by Ms. Alexia Coakley in honor of A. Bismarck Coakley, her father, and is presented to the associate degree graduate with a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.0 and contribution to the department. Gian Hunt, Electronics and Media Technology Overall IT Student Award, donated by Ms. Alexia Coakley, and is presented to the associate degree graduate with a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.0 and contribution to the department. Keith Ferguson, Fashion Trades Overall Student Award, donated by Carey's Department Store, is presented to the graduate with a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.0 and contribution to the department. Thank you, students. You may be seated. This year's program awards are being given to the following students. Students, please stand and remain standing as your names are called. Fane Monroe, Business Office Technology Associate Degree Program Award, donated by Island Site Development Group of Companies, is presented to the associate degree graduate with a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.0 and highest GPA over 3.0 in the major. Ketley Brown, Construction Technology Associate Degree Program Award, donated by Island Site Development Group of Companies, is presented to the associate degree graduate with a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.0 and the highest GPA of over 3.0 in the major. Charles Richardson, Electronics Engineering Installers and Repairers Program Award, donated by Ms. Alexia Coakley, is presented to the associate degree graduate with a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.0 and highest GPA over 3.0 in the major. Mario Forbes, HR Management Award, Associate Degree Program Award, donated by Ms. Kadrin Carey, President of BTVI Alumni Association, and is presented to the associate graduate with a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.0 and the highest GPA over 3.0 in the major. Vandira Claridge, IT Management and Associate Degree Program Award, donated by Island Site Development Group of Companies, and is presented to the associate degree graduate with a minimum GPA of 3.0 and the highest GPA over 3.0 in the major. Pedro Hill, IT Software Engineering Associate Degree Program Award, donated by Island Site Development Group of Companies, is presented to the associate degree graduate with a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.0 and the highest GPA over 3.0 in the major. Paresha Ferguson, Media Technology Associate Degree Program Award, donated by Ms. Alexia Coakley, is presented to the associate degree graduate with a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.0 and the highest GPA over 3.0 in the major. Donna Pinder, Office Administration Associate Degree Program, donated by Island Site Development Group of Companies, is presented to the associate degree graduate with a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.0 and the highest GPA over 3.0 in the major. Elijah Roberts, Auto Mechanics Diploma Program Award, is donated by Island Site Development Group of Companies, presented to the certificate graduate with a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.0 and the highest GPA over 3.0 in the major. Farah Benabi, Cosmetology Diploma Program Award, donated by Lowe's Wholesale Drug Agency, is presented to the diploma graduate with a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.0 and the highest GPA over 3.0 in the major. Jaquan Colebrook, Massage Therapy Diploma Program, donated by Mrs. Bernetta Rose, the Nail Depot, and is presented to the graduate with a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.0 and the highest GPA over 3.0 in the major. Siobhan Adley, Carpentry Certificate Program Award, is donated by Island Site Development Group of Companies, presented to the certificate graduate with minimum cumulative GPA of 3.0 and the highest GPA over 3.0 in the major. Arnold Bain, Electronics and Cable Installation Certificate Program Award, donated by Zama, is presented to the certificate graduate with a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.0 and the highest GPA over 3.0 in the major. Nassim Smith, Entrepreneur Certificate Program Award, donated by Ms. Kathy Ingram of Capital City Marketing, is presented to the certificate graduate with a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.0 and the highest GPA over 3.0 in the major. Raymond Brown, HVAC Certificate Program Award, donated by Island Site Development Group of Companies, is presented to the certificate graduate with a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.0 and the highest GPA over 3.0 in the major. April Fowler, HR Management Certificate Program Award, donated by Island Site Development Group of Companies, is presented to the certificate graduate with a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.0 and the highest GPA over 3.0 in the major. Randolph Knowles, Information Technology Entry-Level Certificate, donated by Island Site Development Group of Companies, is presented to the certificate graduate with a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.0 and the highest GPA over 3.0 in the major. Ronisha Knowles, Media Technology Certificate Program Award, donated by Security Depot Mall at the Marathon, is presented to the certificate graduate with a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.0 and the highest GPA over 3.0 in the major. Lisa Swaby, Office Assistant Certificate Program Award, donated by Island Site Development Group of Companies, is presented to the certificate graduate with a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.0 and the highest GPA over 3.0 in the major. This year's awards for our special interest programs are being given to the following students. Students, please stand and remain standing. Hadassah Green, Natural Hairstyling Special Interest Program Award, donated by Ms. Bernetta Rose, the Nail Depot, is presented to the graduate with a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.0 and the highest GPA over 3.0 in the major. Jennifer King, Special Interest Barbering. Raquel Davis, Nail Technology Special Interest Program Award, donated by Ms. Bernetta Rose, the Nail Depot, is presented to the graduate with a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.0 and the highest GPA over 3.0 in the major. LaShonda Sands, Aesthetic Special Interest Award, donated by Mrs. Bernetta Rose, the Nail Depot, is presented to the graduate with a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.0 and the highest GPA over 3.0 in the major. Thank you, students. Please be seated. Graduates with a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.75 and nominated by an instructor are inducted into the National Technical Honors Society and receive purple stoles and a white cord to place over their academic regalia. Will all the National Technical Honor Society students please stand? You have Jaquan Colebrook, Special Interest Diploma Massage; Donovan Morris, Special Interest Diploma Massage Therapy; Donna Pinder, Associate of Applied Science, Office Administration; Charles Richardson, Associate of Applied Science, Electronics, Engineering, Installers and Repairers; Nikita Smith, Special Interest Diploma Massage Therapy. Thank you, students. Please be seated. Finally, as we did not have a Dean's ceremony this year, we wish to recognize those students who were enrolled in 12 or more credit hours each fall or spring semester and achieve a semester GPA of 3.0 or above. Will all of our Dean's List students please stand? All of those receiving 3.0 and above. Thank you, students. You may be seated. At commencement, we always pause to recognize all members of faculty, full-time and adjuncts, and members of staff. But we single out the following whom we especially recognize today. These awards are presented to faculty as selected by graduating students and staff as selected by their peers. Dr. Davis, please join us at center stage. This year's New Providence Faculty Award goes to none other than Rhonda Adams. And this year, New Providence Staff Award goes to none other than Barbara Cooper. Yeah, she's coming. Congrats, congrats. Thank you, Dr. Davis.
Good morning. On behalf of the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute Board of Directors, and acting under the power of the board as stipulated under the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute Act 2010, I authorize you, President Dr. Linda A. Davis, to confer the appropriate degrees, diplomas, and certificates upon the candidates as approved by the Trades Division.
Good morning. Will all of the candidates for certificates please stand and remain standing? Dr. Davis, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for certificates.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Directors, and in recognition of your attainments in completing the program of study prescribed by the Institute, I confer upon each of you the certificate with all the rights, duties, immunities, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Congratulations. Please be seated.
Will all of the candidates for diplomas please stand and remain standing? Dr. Davis, I have the honor of presenting to you the candidates for diplomas.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Directors and in recognition of your attainments in completing the program of study prescribed by the Institute, I confer upon each of you the diploma with all the rights, duties, immunities, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Congratulations. Please be seated.
Will all of the candidates for the degree of Associate of Applied Science please stand and remain standing? Dr. Davis, I have the honor of presenting to you the candidates for the degree of Associate of Applied Science.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Directors, and in recognition of your attainments in completing the program of study prescribed by the Institute, I confer upon each of you the degree of Associate of Applied Science with all the rights, duties, immunities, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Congratulations. Please be seated. Will all the graduates of the 2025 graduating class of the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute please stand and remain standing? You do want to hear this part. You do want to hear this part. You do want to hear this part. Do you want to hear this part? You may now turn your tassel to the left. Please be seated.
It was different. Different. Thank you, thank you. I now invite, there's another one coming up. I now invite Dr. Davis to present the Most Outstanding Overall Graduate Award. This year's award is presented to Charles Richardson, Associate of Applied Science, Electronics Engineering, Installers, and Repairers. Thank you, Dr. Davis. I now invite Mr. Charles Richardson to deliver reflections on behalf of the class of 2025.
Good morning. Good morning to faculty, administration, family, friends, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2025. Ladies of the graduating class of 2025, I want to start by saying you all look marvelous this morning. And to the fellas, you all right, you're all right. This morning's student reflection address is titled, Turning Pressure into Purpose. Today we stand at the summit of a journey that each of us began at different times, in different ways, and under vastly different circumstances. But as the old African proverb reminds us, smooth seas do not make skillful sailors. And indeed, none of us sailed smooth seas to get here. Allow me to share a piece of my own story. I began studying electronic engineering back in 2010 in Canada. Wide-eyed, eager, and full of ambition. I envisioned a straightforward path, a few years of study, a degree, and then the pursuit of my dreams. But life, as it often does, threw me a curveball, or two, or three. In 2020, I experienced one of the darkest chapters of my life. I was arrested for a crime that I did not commit. The cost was more than emotional. It was devastating to my professional career. I lost all contracts from my telecommunications company. Clients I once served with excellence distanced themselves. My reputation, built over the years, was undone in a matter of weeks. I was blackballed from receiving work from industries that I once helped to build. Although I was acquitted from these alleged offenses 3 years later, this challenged my sense of identity and it shook my confidence. However, it did not destroy my resolve. And so, rock bottom became the solid foundation in which I rebuilt my life. Viktor Frankl once said, when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. So in 2021, I returned to my education with a quiet but firm vow that I would not start unless I was prepared to finish, this time with excellence. That commitment led me here, where I stand before you recently completing a 72-credit Associate of Applied Science and Electronic Engineering. And I did so with a perfect 4.0 GPA. So, you're welcome to say it with me. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. But this wasn't just about grades, this was about growth. It's about keeping a promise to myself when it would have been easy, almost reasonable, to just give up. My story, though personal, is not unique because the truth is, this graduating class has weathered storms of various magnitudes, both literal and figurative. There are many persons here who are survivors of Hurricane Dorian. Some lost homes, lost families, lost entire communities, some forced to relocate. And just 5 months later, the world shut down. A global pandemic forced many into isolation, uncertainty, and grief. We studied behind masks, through screens, and with heavy hearts from the weight of the unknown. Yet here we are. That, ladies and gentlemen, is not luck. That is resilience. That's what happens when a people refuse to bow to their circumstances. So what fueled me to get through all of this and what made me keep going? Part of this was personal. I had unfinished business, but more than that, I was driven by those around me, by my classmates who studied late into the night while raising children, by peers who worked 2 jobs and still made the honor roll, by friends who were grieving the loss of loved ones but still showed up to class. And above all, I was driven by the belief that adversity was not my enemy. It was a tool that helped to shape me. Maya Angelou once said, "You may not control the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them." Now, I want to speak briefly, not just as a graduate, but as a leader and a scholar, about something important. There is no hiding the fact that at this moment, our school community is not perfectly united. There are tensions, disagreements, and discontent, some of it directed towards leadership. But let me say this clearly. Collective growth cannot happen in division. While criticism can be valid, necessary even, we must not let it breed disunity. Let us not forget we share a common goal: to leave this institution better than the way we found it. So I'd like to stand in the gap, not as a judge or a referee, but as a bridge. Let us all commit to helping pave a smoother path for those who will follow us. Let us be remembered not for our quarrels, but our courage to collaborate. Because at the end of the day, it's not about who's right, it's about what's right. And what's right is ensuring that future students are supported, inspired, and uplifted. We are all accountable for each other. To the class of 2025, you've already proven what you're made of. You didn't just survive this journey, you conquered it. You came through storms, setbacks, and sacrifices. You didn't just earn a diploma, you earned a badge of honor. The old folks used to say, the same boiling water that softens the potato hardens the egg. It's not about your circumstances, it's about what you're made of. And I believe this class is made of grit. So as you step into your careers, your businesses, your next adventures, take that same fire with you and let that story be your superpower. To our lecturers, administrators, and support staff, we thank you. You didn't just teach us, you invested in us. Your time, your patience, and your high expectations, they mattered. To our families, friends, and loved ones, you stood by us when we was running on fumes, when we were doubting ourselves and ready to quit. Your belief is what carried us when ours ran low. We thank you. To my mother, Paulette Richardson, you reminded me, not by your words, but by your persistent and consistent actions, that excellence is not a destination, it is a daily habit. You held me accountable, and you extended grace when I stumbled. And you pushed me, sometimes further than I thought I could go. In closing, I'd like to say, let's leave here not just as graduates, but as torchbearers, engineers, builders, thinkers, beauticians, leaders. Let us light the way forward for ourselves and for those who come next. If there's one thing I know for certain, it's that pressure, applied long enough and with enough purpose, it doesn't just burst pipes, it forms diamonds. Congratulations, class of 2025. We didn't just survive, we transformed. Thank you.
It is my pleasure to present the graduates from Information and Communications Technology, Electronics and Media Technology, and Business Trades. Please stand.
Thea Neely. Bernadette Bethel. Bianca Hall. Marion Capron. Florinda Armstrong. Veronique Adderley. Chavante Smith Dean. Sheen. Chavante Mins. Shikana Fernanda, Office Administration. Kadisha Ambrister, Office Administration. Nashay Smith, Office Administration. Diana Sweeting, Office Administration. Mavis Johnson Pettigan, Office Administration. Our very own Relitza Raming, Human Resource Management. Doniska Pratt, Human Resource Management. And our very own Johnny Adderley, Human Resource Management. Joran Coakley, Office Administration. Azaria Griffin, Office Administration. Philandra Simonet, Office Administration. Ashanti Roca, Human Resource Management. Philip Knowles, Office Administration. Not a problem. Anne McCoy Mins, Human Resource Management. Olivia Davis, Human Resource Management. Kimberly Wilson, Human Resource Management. Sandra Wells, Office Administration. Talamik Jolly Cadet, Office Administration. Hudrea Fernander, Human Resource Management. Antonique Smith, Human Resource Management. Kimberly Dorset, Human Resource Management. Shernique Lindsay, Human Resource Management. Felicia McIntosh, Office Administration. Shabna Justilian, Office Administration. Mario Forbes, Human Resource Management. Rondell Bethel, Human Resource Management. Crystal Moss Bain, Office Administration. Shanae Fox, Office Administration. Monique Farquharson, Office Technology. Donna Pinder, Office Administration. Charlotte Johnson, Business Office Technology. Raquel Rowe, Human Resource Management. Faye Monroe, Business Office Technology. Yolanda Bethel, Office Assistant. Dorica Lubin, Business Office Administration. Karika Williams, Human Resource Management. Dane Bernard, Office Administration. Dominique Ramming, our Andrews student, Human Resource Management. Mardia Bastian Fowler, Office Administration. Our very own Lachelle Williams, Office Administration. Lazantia Smith, our South Andrews Associate of Administration. Betty Campbell, Office Administration. Dorothy Butler, Office Administration. Linda Hepburn, Office Administration. Catherine Wallace, Human Resource Management. Precious Simmons, Office Administration. Alexia Ramming, Office Administration. Dwaynisha Williams, Office Assistant. Shannon Lundy Musgrove, Office Assistant. Anastasia Bain Wells, Human Resource Management. Desiree Tynes Moss, Human Resource Management. Our baby of the soil, Nasheen Smith, Entrepreneurship. Caden Falk, Entrepreneurship. Rhodesia Wilson, Office Assistant. Warrenique McPhee, Office Assistant. Lisa Roll, Office Assistant. Shervin Scott, Office Assistant. Delette Walks, Office Assistant. Gaynell Charlo, Human Resource Management. Ashlyn Pierre, Human Resource Management. Aikisha Roll Edgecombe, Human Resource Management. Alicia Riley, Entrepreneurship. Omar Ferguson, Entrepreneurship. Abigail Bethel, Entrepreneurship. Ancelia Ferguson, Entrepreneurship. Chaya Ferguson, Entrepreneurship. Noel Davis, Entrepreneurship. Anwar Moss Jr., Office Assistant. Hope Wallace, Office Assistant. Tashan Store, Entrepreneurship. Victoria Dummett, Office Assistant. Shanique Claire, Office Assistant. Shakara Murray, Office Administration. Celeste McIntosh Scott, Office Assistant. Nadia Smith, Office Administration, Office Assistant. Carolyn Mackey, Office Assistant. India Hepburn, Human Resource Management Certificate. Chelsea McDonald, Office Assistant. Shamira Stubbs, Human Resource Certificate. Stanya Ferguson, Office Assistant. Jonya McDonald Clare, Office Administration. Shimon Williamson, Human Resource Management. Rose Lord Dulcie O, Human Resource Management. Trainer St. Charles, Human Resource Management. Larice Harrison, Office Assistant. Astra Strawn, Office Assistant. Sharon Lightfoot, Entrepreneurship. Christy Lightfoot, Office Assistant. Petra Roxbury Culmer, Human Resource Management. Hillary Fernander, Office Assistant. Gabrielle Taylor, Office Assistant. Cheyenne Taylor, Office Assistant. Brianna Hemfield, Human Resource Management. Precious Ferguson, Office Assistant. Cal Rita Robinson, Office Assistant. Alicia Miller, Office Assistant. Vashti Knowles, Human Resource Management. Lillian Smith, Office Assistant. Shanika Bannister, Office Assistant. Go ahead. Makita Sands, our Lutheran student, Human Resource Management. Latoya Smith, Human Resource Management. Jennifer Miller, Office Assistant. Alicia Delancey, Office Assistant. Lateria Brown, Entrepreneurship Honor Student. Esther Knowles, Office Assistant. Feliciana Young, Office Assistant. Romiko Brown, Electronics and Cable Installation. Evan Brown, Media Technology. Wendika Watson, Media Technology. Ronisha Knowles, Media Technology. Diana Hunt, Media Technology. Warren Henderson, Media Technology. Parisha Ferguson, Media Technology. Evelyn Ferguson, Media Technology. Charles Richardson, Electronics Engineering. Mick Neil Saunders, Electronics Engineering. Justin Cias, Electronics Technology. Curtis Pride, Information Technology. Valentino Charlton, Information Technology. Alexis McKinsey, IT Assistant. Diaja Duncan, Information Technology. Holston Hannah, Information Technology. Raquel Claire, Information Technology. Rosalind Lazard, Information Technology. Degina Alexis, Information Technology. Nathan Russell, Information Technology. Anthony Neely, Information Technology. Michaelin Lightfoot, Information Technology. Tristan Williams, IT Management. Dylan Russell, Information Technology Management. Pedro Heald, Information Technology, Software Engineering. Roosevelt Paward, Information Technology Management. Devontae Knowles, Information Technology Management. Vandria Claridge, Information Technology Management. Alexander Fortune, Information Technology Management. Katura Pinder, Information Technology. Darvin Anderson, Electrical Installation. Kenneth Price, Construction Technology. Avery Store, Electrical Installation. Miguel Curry, Electrical Installation. Daniel Monteith, Electrical Installation. Kent Lightborn, Electrical Installation. Raymond Brown, HVAC. Gwen Ambrister, Welding. Franz Joseph, Electrical Installation. Trey Burrows, Carpentry. Elijah King, Construction Technology and Plumbing. Rashid Smith, Electrical Installation. Javon Kemp, Plumbing. Ramon Newbold, HVAC. Adams Hung, Electrical Installation.
Jamal Hebron, Plumbing Certificate. Rudolph Dean, Construction and Technology Associates. Shaquille Johnson, Construction Technology. I can need special. I can need a special round of applause for Miss Wendy Lubin Williams, my wife. Chavette Raming, Construction Technology. Apollonia Lightfoot, construction technology. Michael Demerit, construction technology. Junior Norlas, construction technology. Christopher Knowles, construction technology. Mark Culmer, construction technology. Thurston Ewing, construction technology. Charles Smith, construction technology. Top overall student in construction technology, Andrew Fernander. Hugh Fowler, construction technology. Program award winning, highest GPA, Miss Catley Brown, construction technology. Jerron Turner, construction technology. Donald Wright Jr., plumbing. Vernon Munnings, plumbing. Diamond Brown, electrical installation. Heiko Fowler, electrical installation. Shannon Oliver, plumbing. Ashley Dahlman, electrical installation. DeVere Tinker, plumbing. Alex Francois, plumbing. Daniel Roll, electrical installation. T-Ron Turner, electrical installation. Lyndon Johnson, electrical installation. GPA Program Award winner for auto mechanics, Elijah Roberts. Conrad Storr, auto mechanics. Gabriel Meffolol, auto mechanics. Nicholas Harding, auto mechanics. Abigail Williams, barbering.
Aaron. Erna McCone, barbering. Nico Scavala, barbering. Nikita Smith, massage therapy. Donovan Morris, massage therapy. Megan Smith, massage therapy. Tanya Griffin. Megan Smith, massage therapy. Now Tanya Griffin, massage therapy and natural hair styling. Paulette Cooper Cunningham, massage therapy. Yes, I am excited just like my graduates. Victoria McPhee, massage therapy. Rochelle Dawkins, natural hair styling. Jade Adley, massage therapy. Cheryl Smith, aesthetics. Kendra Ferguson, cosmetology. Nisha Strawn, cosmetology. Raven Young, cosmetology. Trey Jolie, Colebrook, cosmetology. Marjorie Josie, cosmetology. Paige Ferguson, cosmetology. Rashay Roll, cosmetology. Shamara Sargent, cosmetology. Lucretia Rowe, aesthetics, barbering, and cosmetology. Tiaja Gibson, massage therapy and aesthetics. Chalice Mullings, massage therapy. Anthony Brown, massage therapy. Jasmine Philistine, cosmetology. Conra Monka, cosmetology. Erinique Demariot, cosmetology. Bianca Leary, cosmetology. Farah Benabi, cosmetology. Jade Hannah, cosmetology. Brianna Roll, cosmetology. Sabrina Green, cosmetology. Brene Stubbs, cosmetology. Nadia Johnson, massage therapy and aesthetics. Anthony Gibson, massage therapy. Catherine Stevenson, massage therapy and aesthetics. Herbert Thompson, massage therapy. Sheila Sanfar, nail technology. Laniqua Adley, aesthetics. Alexis McPhee, natural hair styling. Angel Culmer, massage therapy and aesthetics. Vanilla Lee's aesthetics. Shaquan Colebrook, massage therapy. Carice Damali, aesthetics. Kishelle McAlpine, massage therapy and aesthetics, honor society student. 4.0. Colleen Vernot, aesthetics. Caitlin Roll, aesthetics. Tony Blair Swan, aesthetics. Hillary Turnquest, massage therapy and aesthetics. Courtney Monker, aesthetics. Regine Joseph, aesthetics. Cyan Gomez, nail technology. Logan Sanders, barbering. Keisha Ferguson, barbering. Ken Shrell Smith, nail technology. Haley Dorset, massage therapy. Raquel Morley, massage therapy. Latoya Riley McPhee, massage therapy. Kiara Taylor, aesthetics. Jasmine Mackey, aesthetics. Gianni Bethel, aesthetics. Vanier Newton, aesthetics. Christina Hamilton, aesthetics. Antonique Miller, aesthetics.
Al Calbernic Butler. Al Calbernic Butler. Aesthetics. Ida Cawley, aesthetics. Justice Poitier, aesthetics. Randy Mackey, aesthetics. Stashana Smith, aesthetics. Sharice Roll, nail technology and aesthetics. Tyrell Moss, aesthetics. Anthony's Newton, aesthetics. No, this one is Luana Joseph, aesthetics. Diara Roll, aesthetics. Dejanelle Brown, aesthetics. Wilnisha Almanor, nail technology. Manishka Barr, nail technology. Sierra Stubbs, nail technology. Ariel Webb, nail technology. Brenda Delisma, nail technology. Raquel Davis, nail technology, highest GPA. Castilla curling, natural hair styling. Malia Newton, natural hair styling. Danica Delaney, nail technology. Dominica Delancey, Delaney, nail technology. Alicia McQueen, nail technology. Moland Delisma, nail technology. Alexandria Griffin, nail technology. Penny Ingram, nail technology. Lenny Lenique Moss Johnson, natural hair styling. Tyranny Gott, nail technology. Natural hair styling.
Haley Burrows, natural hair styling. Amariah Percenti, natural hair styling. Alicia Turnquest, natural hair styling. Kiana Rowe, natural hair styling. Kendall Rowe, natural hair styling. Julian McKinsey, natural hair styling. Jaden McKinsey, natural hair styling. Glenn Rika Fox, nail technology. Shaniqua Mackey, nail technology and aesthetics. Alicia Spencer, aesthetics. Vondria Lockhart, aesthetics. Shamir Major, aesthetics. Renasia King, aesthetics. Sandra Patton, aesthetics. Bridget Darling, natural hair styling. Anthea Barry, massage therapy. Monica Vanessa Roll, barbering. Gabrielle Miller, barbering. Samara Johnson, barbering. Kendrick Lockhart, barbering. Felicia Ben Amy, barbering. Michael Seymour, barbering. Javette Nalvi, aesthetics.
Darchanel Emerellis, fashion. Keith Ferguson, fashion production certificate. Keith is also our overall program winner. Oronique Hamilton, fashion design production with honors. Olive Thompson, fashion design production certificate. Duna Camille, fashion design production certificate. Erin Wiley, fashion design production certificate, and our favorite assistant. Katrina Ferguson, fashion design production certificate, and our top student 4.0 GPA. Anaya Saunders, fashion production certificate. Anaya had lots of challenges through this program, but she finished, she endured, she persevered, and we're very proud of her.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to go off script, so protocol being established. Thank you so much, Dr. Davis. Firstly, I would like to thank everybody, graduates, family members who have stayed. I appreciate everyone. I want you to know that I am the alumni president, New Providence chapter of BTVI. That carries weight in the Bahamas, in the Caribbean, and in the world. I recently was on a trip to India where vocation is very important. And when I mentioned where it was that I came from, and I mentioned that my first degree was an applied science degree from the one and only Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute, I explained where the beautiful archipelago of the Bahamas was. They were impressed. We have graduated movers, shakers, industry leaders, persons who are on this platform right now. So graduates, know that when you have a certificate, a diploma, and a degree from the tried, the true, and the blue, which is BTVI, you have accomplished greatness. You stand for greatness. Back on script. Can the remaining graduates please stand? Members of the graduating class of 2025, it is with great pleasure that I induct each of you into the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute of the Alumni Association. On behalf of the graduates of this great institution and on behalf of the Alumni Association's Executive Board, I wish you the very best. The graduating class, please know that you are special. As president of the Alumni Association, I am pleased to induct you into the membership of the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute Alumni Association with all of the rights, the privileges, therefore. You may now join those who have gone before you. You are now able to call the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute your alma mater. Congratulations. You may now be seated.
We will now invite Director Sanz to deliver the benediction, bringing the ceremony to a close. So we ask that you stand now and please remain standing after the benediction and allow our distinguished platform guests, faculty, and graduates to exit. Director Sanz.
And now unto him who is able to keep you from falling, establish you in all your ways. And I say to each one of you here, go in the strength that God provides through his eternal Son, the Lord Jesus Christ. It is the only way to go. Blessings always. Good afternoon.
And we have come to the end of Commencement 2025 for the New Providence main campus, the main branch campus. I'm Hadassah Delavo, Public Relations Officer at the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute, and I am joined by our Marketing Coordinator, Shaquille Colby, and this commencement exercise has been held under the theme From Skill to Impact, Shaping Tomorrow's Industries. Just under 3 hours. How was your first commencement here with us?
I am proud to be a part of the BTVI team. I think it was an excellent ceremony. Just the excitement and the energy in the room was infectious. The students were very excited to be getting their diplomas and certificates and degrees today, and they have reason to be proud. They have certainly worked very, very hard. And I think this is a net positive for the country, such a contribution to the nation that's been given today with these new students, with their new skills. And one of the things that I heard repeated over and over throughout the different speakers, this idea of being purposeful with the skills that they've acquired. And I thought that that was very touching.
Yes, because we would have had Tony Seymour, who is the Chief Executive Officer at BPL, and she would have said BTVI not only gave them skills, but BTVI has given them a toolkit and given them ownership. Yes. All right, so they now they can go out there and they can be not just employees, but employers. Of course, we would have had the students response, Mr. Charles Richardson 4.0, very moving, very motivational and sobering as well.
Yeah. I think he did an excellent job with his speech, and I think he really brought it home for the students, understanding his backstory, some of the challenges and obstacles that he's faced, and now here he is being the top student in BTVI for this graduating class. It was a touching speech, and I think even I was encouraged by it.
Yes, and of course, what do you think about what our very own president had to say, Dr. Linda A. Davis?
Yes, she hit it out of the park with the acknowledgement of the sea of BTVI blue, which I thought was so great. I think that her sermon was also very on point for where the students are about to go, connecting what we're doing today with the theme from skill to impact, shaping the futures of tomorrow. And I think as the students are sitting there kind of contemplating, what am I going to do next? What am I going to use this skill for? It was a very timely word for them to help connect, what the next steps will be with this achievement that they've acquired today.
And of course, before we end, she would have mentioned the Lightfoot family. Of course, there is the mother, the daughter, the son who are graduating today or who have graduated. And then there was another son who is studying auto mechanics. And then Miss Lightfoot is coming back in the fall. And so it's amazing. It says so much. We have so many people who come to BTVI and do multiple certificates, diplomas, degrees.
I think what she said, her exact words were, BTVI is the gift that keeps on giving.
Keeps
and that's
on
so
giving.
True.
Yes. And so it just speaks volumes in terms of the quality of the education and how confident people are in the product.
Yes.
And so we will bring our live stream to an end. It's been such a pleasure bringing this to you. I just have to take time to mention the team here at BFM, the technical team. We have been working with them for several years, just very professional. Thank you so much. Of course, there's Alexia Coakley, who is the former head of department for media technology at BTVI and who is playing such an instrumental role behind the scenes. Thank you to the students and the graduates who would have assisted in this live stream today. And thank you for joining me and for being my right hand. I appreciate you and Will Dream as well.
Yeah.
And so once again, I'm Hadassah Delaveau, Public Relations Officer at BTVI, and we thank you so much for joining us. We hope we'll see you at BTVI soon. Have a good one.